We have been talking about avoiding probate at Olson Law Group. We're all about helping people avoid probate, but the fact of the matter is a lot of people have passed away without coming to see us first, and therefore we were doing a lot of probates for people.
We do a lot here.
Now, when we talk to people about avoiding probate, often they'll say, Tom, I own a home in Orlando and I own a home in North Carolina. And we tell them, look, if you pass away, you're going to have to do probate in both Florida and North Carolina. But let's take the reverse of that. People who live outside of the state of Florida, maybe they've got a vacation home, a beach condo in Florida, and they've passed away in that state outside Ohio, Florida. Let's just say they live in Ohio, okay? And so now they're going to have to do a probate in Ohio and they're going to have to do a probate in Florida. That type of probate in Florida is called an ancillary administration. Tell listeners about that.
An ancillary administration is where a probate has to be opened in the state where the person did not live, or like you're saying, they just owned property here, vacation, and then we have to open a probate here to deal with the property that's in the state of Florida.
So if you're listening out there and you own property in multiple states and you pass away without taking steps necessary to avoid probate, you're going to have to do a probate in every state where you happen to own real estate. Now, if you're saying, Tom, wow, that's scary. How do I avoid probate in that situation? Well, a revocable living trust would be the typical tool to avoid probate on real estate, whether you own probate just in Florida or in other states in the United States. That's a solution, a revocable living trust. Alexis, when you do an ancillary administration, you have to work with the attorney in the other state. We just talked about the main probate happening in Ohio. So you have to work with the attorney in Ohio. And what do you need to get from him or her?
So what I need to get here for the Florida estate is exemplified documents from the court in Ohio in this example. So certified documentation from that court saying, that there is a probate ongoing, the petition, and if letters of administration were issued in that state showing the court here.
Well, in fact, a certified copy is not the same as an exemplified copy, correct?
Correct, because the exemplified have a specific seal
from
that court.
Exactly. So people might be thinking, okay, well, the main probate is going on in Ohio. We're going to do an ancillary administration here in the state of Florida. Surely it's got to be simpler, easier, quicker, less expensive. Well, the fact of the matter is it's not, because I'm going to call it just as hard or even harder.
Agree, because I then have to work with an attorney in another state, and it requires a lot of communication because probate is different in every state. So what things I need, and we have to explain to each other like our different state processes.
Yeah. So, by the way, if you live in the state of Florida and let's just say you still have an account at a bank in Ohio, and we have to do a probate for you when you pass away here in the state of Florida, and your executor gets letters of administration, the Ohio bank will take those Florida letters of administration, will cash out that bank account located in Ohio. What I want to make clear to listeners is that the probate is required in every state where you own real estate.
Correct.
If you pass away in Florida and we get you letters of administration in the state of Florida, and you happen to own a mountain house in North Carolina, your letters of administration no good in North Carolina to transfer that real estate.
Right, because each state has jurisdiction over the property there.
So we're talking about an ancillary administration, and I think you're just saying just for pure coincidence, for some reason you got a lot of those going on right now.
I have a lot going on right now, and it's different. In some situations it's real property, but also a good chunk of the ones that I have right now happen to be timeshares.
Exactly. And by the way, when we talk about a typical probate, well, how long does a typical full probate in Florida take these days?
8 to 12 months.
And ancillary administration would probably be the same?
Yes.